Hello everyone, welcome back to World of Warcraft Cataclysm Classic, Road to Loremaster. Whether you are new here or a familiar face, please enjoy the relaxing commentary of today's episode. And as always, I hope you are all doing well. And I thank you for joining me today. It means a lot. In the previous episode, we stepped through the dark portal and entered the broken world of Outland for the first time. Now that we're finally starting to gain our footing with new gear and a handful of quests already turned in, let us reach level 60 so we can unlock our next big milestone. The time to fly is nearly upon us. Let's get started with the quests over at Spinebreaker Post. Now, while we work on turning in our latest quests and starting up a few others, I've got several updates to go over, a few of which have probably already made themselves very apparent to you guys. Let's turn in this last quest here.
May your blades never dull.
We'll open up our map and we're going to start heading out to the west. So, a couple of things. You'll notice that we've switched back to arms spec for today's episode, and probably for quite a few episodes moving forward. I'm really looking forward to picking up Titan's Grip for Fury later on in our campaign, but I realize that arms may actually be a bit more refined and consistent for this level range. Getting Bladestorm will obviously be great as well eventually, but I feel like outside of that, we have most of our toolkit for arms already, whereas Fury just feels almost out of place and incomplete without the presence of Titan's Grip. So for the time being, we'll enjoy smashing things into pancakes with Mortal Strike, Overpower, and Slam. This, of course, is not the only update that we have to our character in between episodes. I have an additional non-game-related update as well, that I would really love your feedback on if possible. It's been a super important upgrade for me. So after several months of recording gameplay, I have not once heard of or understood what audio ducking is. And so this is the very first recorded episode in which I am using it. So please let me know how the audio is across the board now. How are the game sounds, the music, my voice, etc. Please, 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 I'd love to hear some feedback from you guys on how everything is now. Things should be significantly louder than they were before, as far as the game sounds go, but my voice should be cutting through it all very smoothly, succinctly, and I don't have to play with the game volume down as much as I was before. So it should be a very positive change for everybody involved. But I absolutely need you guys' feedback on that, so please let me know. Alright, so we're looking to kill a bunch of different types of ghosts here. Over at the Expedition Armory. Now, as we continue to kill stuff, I do have one more update for you guys. And that is our overall leveling plan moving forward into our 60s. And pretty much our 70s as well. So the overall plan is to continue to do Outland until we no longer gain experience. And that means we're going to be pushing past level 70 in this continent. I am not a huge fan of Northrend zones at all, and would prefer to take care of the majority of that continent last. We'll probably do something like Howling Fjord into Grizzly Hills, and then praying that Sholazar Basin will take us into the later Cataclysm zones, like Hyjal and Vashir. So yeah, we're gonna hope it's enough, because I don't know. I've never been a big, and that might be a pretty unpopular opinion, but I've never been a big fan of Northrend at all. I think a lot of it is overhyped, and I think that some of the better zones like Grizzly Hills and Sholazar Basin are overshadowed by some of the worst zones, honestly, ever, in my opinion. Dragonblight and Zoldrakt come to mind in that department. And on the other hand, I pretty much love every single Burning Crusade zone, apart from maybe Blade's Edge. But that is the only case, and so I'd rather spend as much time here as possible. Yeah, so far Arms feels significantly better than Fury. And I have to attribute pretty much all of that to Titan's Grip. I think Titan's Grip really carries Fury through the Cataclysm patches. And even then, I feel like Arms is still more enjoyable to play and more complete as a specialization overall. Once we hit 85, we'll definitely be Fury pretty much all the time, only because I do like having that reduced cooldown on Heroic Leap. I think that's going to be super useful for overall traversal, even throughout the older zones. Yeah, at this level, Mortal Strike, Slam, and even Overpower just feels so good. The Taste for Blood talent basically ensures that we have a guaranteed proc on our Overpower the second we hit Rend, and pretty much every couple of ticks from there. And it feels really, really, really good. Let's see, what do we need? We've got a named NPC there. I don't think we're going to need just yet. Let's take a look. We're going to need one more Sorcerer and 2 more Knights before we move on. Alright, that appears to be it for the Expedition Armory. Let's turn this in back at Spinebreaker Post, just in case there is a follow-up. Because if there is a follow-up, it's probably going to send us back in this direction. Alright, surprisingly, no follow-up for the Expedition Armory, but we do have a wanted poster for Loremaster Crush. Probably over in Zethgor. So we will take care of that first. And we are very close, very, very close to level 60. Where we can pick up flying. We'll probably do that in between episodes. So we'll stick with our old friend, the Swift Timberwolf, for the time being. The Wolfmaster should be fairly easy to spot. Probably over by the cages over here. I am still shocked how much better this feels versus Fury. We were extremely weak as Fury, even with upgraded weapons. So I'm very surprised. We'll have to compare once we're able to pick up Titan's Grip. Alright, we got exactly what we came for, so let's head back to Spinebreaker Post and turn this in. And then we'll just keep going. We'll head west to pick up the quest for the Zeppelin crash site. And we've got warp nethers to collect as well.
Greetings. Fight well, friend. Go on. Strength.
Another quest for Zethgor. Kill Bleeding Hollow Peons for their torches, ignite them at various locations. Alright. Looks like we may be getting a cloak for this.
May your blades never depart.
Well, let's head back to Zethgor. Hitting level 60 is a nice little milestone, but it doesn't really come with anything new. We're not going to be able to spend a talent point until 61. And we don't get any new glyph slots or abilities either. Alright, let's round up some peons and collect some torches. Well, looks like we picked up an additional quest off the ground. A mysterious tome. Take the mysterious tome back to Althen at Spinebreaker Post. It's good that we caught that. Let's grab a few more torches before we light them up at the forge. And that's all the torches we need. We need to head over to the forge and light them up. Alright, very good. Let's see where we gotta go with this. Let's try burning this building. This might be one of them. Yep. I think we're gonna have to burn the cages next. Barracks have been burned. I believe it's just this last little hovel here. And then we'll be done with this one. Back to a Spinebreaker Post we go.
strength and
Alright, let's see if there's any more of Zethgor that we need to go through.
May your blades never dull.
Yeah, I believe this is Zethgor as well. Use the shard to capture an Eye of Grillock, then approach Zezek's cauldron to extract it.
Strength. Farewell.
I believe that's going to lead to our final boss of Zethgor, if I'm not mistaken.
Victory for Sylvanas. Goodbye.
Alright, that one's for the Expedition Armory, so let's head back to Zethgor. Probably going to get one last quest after we return the Eye of Grillock. Might be an elite enemy too.
Will perish.
Ooh, the Doomlord Kazakh sighting. Not going to be able to do anything about that. But it's still really cool. I rarely ever see him, even in retail these days. Rarely ever see him. Whoops, forgot that we actually need to keep one of the Eyes of Grillock alive. We killed the only one that we saw. So we're gonna have to go inside of Zethgor and find one of them again. And capture one. Just love how nonchalant we can be about entering really anywhere. So we know we'll be okay. I don't see any eyes nearby, so they must be on the other side of the fortress. I see one coming back now. We'll just wait for it. Don't want to accidentally kill it with anything. Alright, perfect. We've absorbed one. We've got 5 minutes to get back to Spinebreaker and turn this one in. Which should not be a problem. Alright, very good.
For the Horde!
And here we go. Kill a Grillock Darkeye and bring his eye patch back to Zezek in Spinebreaker Posts. We're getting a blue chest piece, it looks like. Hopefully one that we can actually use. Oh, that is unfortunate. Wow. The only plate piece has intellect on it. Yikes. Alright.
Abu!
Let's take a look at our current chest piece. We're going to be losing 11 strength
Strength and honor! Victory!
if we decide to wear this. But we would be getting a whole lot of other stuff, so maybe it's still worth it for the time being. As bad as that feels.
Strength!
Let's go ahead and kill him. I believe he's an elite. And I know that he's located in the cave. It's going to be important to keep his cronies with us, because in fact if he was by himself, this would actually be more difficult. We want his cronies to be with him so that we can kill them to proc our victory rush. Otherwise we're not going to have any way of healing. So let's first clear out the whole area. I don't want any pats running through, anything like that. I don't want to be caught off guard. It'll also give us the opportunity to pool up a full bar of rage as well. Alright, there he is. Let's get inside quickly and let's get to work. We're going to put Thunderclap down as well as Demoralizing Shout. Of course, we got somebody outside hitting us. Let's take him out. Let's go after the caster next. So hopefully we can kill him quickly. Yep, we're doing just fine, and I think that should do it. Perfect. Even when it's a little sloppy, it still seems pretty easy. Didn't feel like we were in any real danger there. We didn't even have to use a health potion. Alright, so let's get a move on. Let's get back to Spinebreaker. Now we can finally say goodbye to Zethgor.
Speak. Farewell, or the Horde. Abu.
Oh, that looks awful. You know what? We're not going to wear this. That looks terrible. We could transmog it off, obviously, but I'm not even going to bother. Alright, so we're heading back to the Expedition Armory, and we're going to speak with one of the friendlier ghosts there. And then I imagine we'll be sent to kill off that named NPC on the other side of the armory. Oh, I see. We have to get the horn first. Alright, got it. So we're going to be killing a different named NPC. We're going to grab the horn and then turn that in. Alright, nothing much more to do with that one, I guess. So let's go ahead and collect those warp nethers, and then we'll deal with investigating the crash as well. We're going to have to pick up a bunch of Zeppelin parts that are scattered across the southern side of Hellfire Peninsula. We're entering the warp fields now. Just double check and make sure I don't need any sort of special item for this. I don't think so. I think we just have to get lucky with drops from these Void Walkers. Oh, you know what? Maybe I have to wait for them to start channeling. Might have to be a specific kind of Void Walker. Before I kill any more, let's go ahead and read the quest real quick and just make sure that we're not doing the incorrect thing. Yeah, okay, so there is absolutely an item in our bag somewhere. Unstable Warp Rift Generator. We'll throw that in. Okay, unstable Void Walker, that's what we're looking for. Can't use it again for another 2 minutes, but it looks like they will continue to respawn. And there's our final warp nether. Let's get out of here. We have arrived at the Zeppelin crash site.
Time is money, friend. Hurry back.
And here's our quest to collect the 30 pieces of Zeppelin debris. Looks like we're going to get some new legs. That's very cool.
Real. Glad I could help. Hurry back. Glad I could help. Yo. Keep it real.
And we're going to collect some Ravager eggs. And that's going to be down south towards the entrance of Terrakar. We're going to save that one for last in this episode because when we handle this one, we're going to head straight into Terrakar and pick up the flight path to Shadrath. Not just the flight path, but I think we're also going to set our Hearthstone here as well. This will give us easy access to all of Outland, while also providing a portal to Orgrimmar when we need to head back for transmog or auctions, or anything else that we would need from a major city. So from this point, we're going to head back to Spinebreaker Post, but on the way back, we're going to collect our Zeppelin debris. So let's get to it. We'll kill some of these Fellboars too. Or Hellboars, excuse me. To help level up our skinning, it'll give us a little bit of extra cash as well from the Knot Hide leather. And we'll keep an eye out on some for some herbs as well. There should be plenty of Zeppelin parts in and around this little ravine here with the bone strippers. Let's make a big pole here. Clear out as many as we can. I cannot wait to get Bladestorm. This is going to feel even more ridiculous. Very, very happy so far that I've chosen to go back to arms for the time being. Just feels right. Let's make sure we don't get squished by the Fell Reaver. This quest and the collection of Zeppelin parts must be extremely rough upon the release of a TBC Classic environment. If they're ever to bring era servers to TBC Classic, and you couldn't bring like any characters over from Vanilla era, I imagine the initial wave of players trying to get into Hellfire Peninsula, this quest would be like pretty close to impossible unless the spawn rate for these Zeppelin pieces was boosted quite significantly. Collecting 30 individual parts seems already difficult enough when you're all by yourself. Couldn't imagine doing it with dozens or even hundreds of other players. Also fighting for the same quest objective. Only 7 more pieces to go, and then we can head over to Spinebreaker. Let's make one more big pull on the Bone Stripper Buzzards, and then collect the rest of our Zeppelin pieces from that. Does the damage from Bladestorm count as melee attacks? I wonder. I wonder how that works with the interaction with sweeping strikes. Like if I pop sweeping strikes in Bladestorm, is everything just going to get hit like multiple times? Outside of the Bladestorm damage itself. I'm assuming it wouldn't work that way. Because that seems like it would be pretty ridiculous if it did. But it's an interesting thought. Since we're done with our Zeppelin debris, we are nearly at Spinebreaker Post once again. And I think what we're going to do from here, I think we've made good timing with this. We're going to turn in the Zeppelin debris quest. We're going to grab our Ravager eggs to the south, and then we're going to head into Terakar Forest and make Shatrath City our new home. And then if we have time, we're going to head back to Orgrimmar and pick up our flight training. We already have the mount in our bags.
Blood and thunder for the Horde! Victory!
It looks like our next set of quests from Spinebreaker Post are going to send us back to the east. So we'll save those for the next episode. For now, let's go turn in the quest for the Zeppelin debris, and then we'll collect those Ravager eggs. And guys, again, if you made it with me this far, please let me know how the sound is. Let me know how my voice sounds in comparison to the music, the ambiance. Everything has been jacked up for hopefully a more immersive experience. We're nearly back at the crash site. Let's mind the Fell Reaver. Can't recall the last time I was stomped by that thing. It's been a long time since it's caught me off guard. Has to be at least a decade.
Talk to me. Keep it real. Glad I could help. Hurry back.
Very nice. We got some new legs. And it looks like we're about to pick up a new trinket as well, potentially. These are both tanking trinkets, though. Still might be better than what we have, though. I'm not sure.
Real.
Need to collect a Void Walker Essences. That's also to the south. We are going to skip out on that for now. I don't think we'll have time. Let's go ahead and gather up the Ravager eggs as we find ourselves back on one of the main paths. Alright, now entering Razorthorn Trail. Let's get a big pull going. And I believe all of these guys are skinnable as well, which is really nice. Been looking out for some more stuff that we could actually skin. There's not too much in Hellfire. In fact, there's actually not too much in Zangar Marsh either, as far as skinnable creatures are concerned. Nagrand is going to be the jackpot for our skinning skill. We're going to be having a field day there. Certainly a bit of a close one there. Those back-to-back-to-back-to-back stuns were a little bit rough for a second, but we made it through. Spined Ring of Fire Protection. I can't imagine that has a use anywhere. Seems like an amazing ring for vanilla, though, on your way into Molten Core. Seems pretty useless otherwise. We just need 3 more eggs. We should be wrapping this up soon, and then we can make our way to Shatrath. And that is it. That is our final Ravager egg. We can finally leave Razorthorn Trail behind and head into Terakar Forest for the first time. If only for a brief time. I love the theme of this zone so much. Gives me chills every time. We have made it to the city of Shatrath. Very, very cool. Let's make sure we pick up the flight path. We do not want to forget about that. I don't think there are any quests within Shatrat that we actually have to pick up or perform. It's possible. We'll have to save them for the end, though. Once we do decide to take on the achievement for the zone. Some of them might apply to the ones for Terracard Forest, but I have a feeling that it won't be necessary. So we're going to grab the flight path here. And then we're going to take the portal to Orgrimmar. We've got flying to pick up. Let's see, we definitely don't want the Isle of Kel'Danas. Is there a portal to Orgrimmar here? There we go. I feel like they're in a different spot. Maybe they moved them in Cataclysm. It's very possible. But it feels good to be back at our home city. We've got a couple of things to do here. We're definitely going to want to post some auctions and organize our bags. They're quite full right now. First things first, let's get flying. I'm going to wait very patiently for the slowest elevator of all time. And while we wait for this, it's also worth mentioning too, I'm going to have to play around with our audio settings when we're in major cities. Or just in general when music gets a little bit too loud, which tends to be the case in cities like Orgrimmar, like Ironforge. So let me know how that sounds for you guys, whether it's too loud or if it's fine just the way it is. We don't spend too much time in major cities anyway, so I feel like it's not the biggest deal. But here it is, expert riding for 212 gold. And let's get the Flight Master's license, which allows us to fly in Azeroth as well. Fantastic. We're going to learn our very first flying mount, the Tawny Windrider. Let's get that onto our bars. And just like that, we have the power of flight. Very, very cool. Alright guys, that is going to do it for me for today. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. Please, your feedback is much appreciated on the music, the overall sound, how everything flows, etc. In the meantime, as always, I appreciate you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.